is the losers bracket. So both of our runners already have one match behind them. I actually can't remember right now if it was losers bracket 1 or losers bracket round 2. Anyways, you see, I am prepared. That is good. And that is a good question, Thar. We will see if I understand the route. So, yeah, I am totally prepared. I have never run this category before, nor did I have a proper look at the route beforehand. All I know is I have seen a few races of these, and yeah, that is about all I know. But rest assured, I do run this game occasionally, and yeah. I see we are almost ready to start in here. The countdown is running. So, yeah, you see, CJ is only using a 1-character name, whereas 64-bit is using a 7-character name. Already losing some time in there, because 1-character names are faster because the game scrolls from character to character, and yeah, so fewer characters for the name makes your frames equals less time, basically. So, we're starting. You see, both of our runners are actually running on the English version, opposed to the Japanese version, which is usually considered to be faster. However, the Japanese version has a trick coming up later, which can kind of kill the run, and both runners are opting not to do so. And yeah. We are playing in hero mode. We're taking double damage. We can skip cutscenes. Yeah, double damage because we really want to damage down fast. You will see in a short minute why. And also, once we have collected the Goddess Sword, we have the upgraded Skyward Strike already. And that allows us for some great combat mechanics. But mostly it is just to skip cutscenes, because cutscenes are slow and nobody would like them. So yeah, we have some great bonk RNG manip there on the in the beginning. And yeah, so to talk a bit about the category again, you see both our runners currently jumping off the pillar. I don't know what CJ was doing there. He really was thinking if he really wanted to jump down there. Wasn't quite sure. Decided to jump down anyways. Yeah, we are preparing for Back in Time, which is the main glitch of this game. If you want Back in Time, basically, you could also say it as continue trick. Basically is when you continue the game and reset the console at the same time, then the game allows us basically to play on the title screen, as you can see on both runners' ends here right now. And that allows for some very fun shenanigans in here. So, however, because this gate is actually closed, the academy gates here are closed in Back in Time, because we're basically playing on layer 0 of Skyloft. Too many Skys in the name here. Yeah, we have we need to jump down there, and look that we get... I can't talk, but I have someone to take over for me, I see.
Hello there.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you were talking about. I just heard it.
I have no idea either anymore. So, we are entering the goddess statue in here, and the runners are getting the sword currently. That is, however, to get the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet, very important because it allows for a fun glitch, basically. So what we want to do now is we want to RBM the Farron pillar with the Emerald Tablet onto our file. And that basically works by placing the Emerald Tablet back in time, and as soon as the game basically saves that we have set the Farron pillar, we start the file, and with that, basically the game thinks that we have legally set the Farron pillar, so to say.
Exactly.
All right.
64
now...
splits are on screen. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now just going to actually get the goddess sword, because getting it back in time doesn't actually give it to you on your file unless you do the same sort of file starting shenanigans that we just did with the Emerald Tablet.
Yeah, just getting the sword right now here without the title screen is just faster than activating it again.
The goddess statue is just always open on the back in time layer, so don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, comes pretty handy. And now when we are going out, you're gonna see, or you're not gonna see, a nice little cutscene.
Hey.
Because we've never actually met Zelda, and yeah, that kind of happens now when we just got our sword. So yeah, there you could see Zelda for a short second. Say hi to her. We won't see her again.
Yeah, we will. We'll see her behind the waterfall.
Oh yeah, we will.
Like 3 times.
Oh yeah, we also have the Loftwing tutorial.
Oh yeah, and the Loftwing tutorial, and then ceremony skip. And then we don't see her again. Then we're more interested in Yerbal.
Yeah. So Zelda is only Zelda is actually not the girl we want to meet.
Is Yerbal a girl?
I think we kind of had a similar discussion already. If Kiwis are male or female, or
is Yerbal best
even have
girl?
any gender at all.
Yeah, small amount of Groose in this run as well, right here. It's all you're gonna see of Groose. And then going to save the Loftwing. So, typical Skyward Sword fashion. We would like to be able to enter the Farron pillar in back in time to do some more complex back in times. So we need a file that can dive off the Loftwing. It doesn't crash when loading the sky, so loads into the Loftwing tutorial. And has the Farron pillar open. So I already got the Farron pillar open. Now just on to the next 2 requirements.
Go back in time just to talk to Zelda some more. Yeah, so since we're kind of ignoring Zelda, we gotta give her at least some spotlight after Yerbal has basically stolen all of that spotlight. But yeah, our main goal is to actually talk to the one and only Yerbal. Because who doesn't want to talk to Yerbal once in their life? Or multiple times even. I mean, our runners are basically racing who gets to talk to Yerbal faster. So that's how you see how important Yerbal is.
Nothing too exciting here. Talk about both runners playing on English.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that both runners are playing on English, even though JP is faster. But yeah, the brake slide is not making it easy for JP runners.
Yeah, very precise brake slide makes it fairly difficult to run the Japanese version. And we have seen that brake slide failed many, many times in this tourney so far. So Japanese does only save about 20 to 30 seconds anyway, so it's really not too big of a deal to just run in English. Although you might forget that you're playing the game because there's so much text. That's about the only downside.
What is CJ doing?
So it looks like CJ is debating whether or not he copied his file.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Seems like a pretty long debate, honestly.
And it looks like he's not taking the chance. That would lose an extraordinary amount of time. He would have to do another file up to the next one, and he was correct. That's very good that he was correct.
What?
What is he doing now?
I have no idea.
This is some 64-bit what stuff right here.
What? Okay, I am confused what CJ is doing.
Is he switching to Japanese?
Yeah, just taking that 10-minute time loss, giving 64 an advantage here. But yeah, we see Zelda action on.
Oh, he
64.
must have forgotten to save.
Oh.
According to 3. Although he can just continue. In fact, it would have been faster to just continue as normal and then do another file up into the thing, I bet. Well, we'll see if he continues here.
Oh. Well, that does not look like it continue, though.
Do you have the race time?
I do not have race time open, honestly.
I do.
But he said in chat he forfeits.
And CJ has forfeited the race.
Damn, that was kind of fast. I did not expect anyone to forfeit that fast.
Yeah, that was very unexpected. Very unfortunate.
So 64 basically having all time of the world now to finish his run.
Yeah, you could even go to bed, come back, eat an apple, have some breakfast.
Yeah. Because CJ having forfeit basically allows 64-bit to advance around. I'm not sure. Was this losers bracket round 2 or round 1? I can't remember.
I think this is the single elimination bracket right now, I believe.
I think this was still the wait, let me check.
Yeah, but CJ I believe he's been streaming for about 10 hours now.
Yeah.
10 and a half hours. So it's likely that is contributing to his decision here.
Losers bracket round 2.
Yeah, losers bracket round 2. So this was CJ's basically out of the tournament now.
Yeah.
The 64-bit Link needs to finish in order to continue on. To my understanding.
Yeah, so once 64-bit Link finishes his run, he's basically got nothing to lose anymore. He is gonna face the loser of KitKat versus Tato, which basically will be Tato. Yeah, I don't want to jinx anything before that, but
it's always possible. Upsets are always possible, but
yeah,
KitKat is definitely favored to win.
We've certainly seen some we've certainly seen some stuff, but yeah, KitKat definitely is the favorite of taking. Definitely the overall tournament favorite in here.
Oh, he does, after all, have the fastest PB.
Yeah.
Also known as world record.
So yeah, maybe we should get back to what 64 is doing.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm going to switch over to the single player screen, so this the feed is going to go dark for just a second.
So 64 is currently setting up what is known as Sky Reverse Bit Warp. And that basically allows us to reverse a bit warp into the sky and then do a really fast setup. And well, the setup is rather long, but it allows us to do some really fast stuff to get to Farron pretty early and to do some fun stuff in Farron.
Yeah, actually going to completely skip sealed ground segment and go straight to the slingshot. So it is possible to beat the game without any items, but Yerbal is a sleepy boy, and so to wake him up, we actually do need an item, either the slingshot or the beetle. But the catch is that if you get the beetle without getting the slingshot, well, the slingshot actually unlocks the B wheel of items. And so when the game says that, wow, you got the beetle, and tries to pull up the B wheel to show you where it is, it actually just soft locks. So we're kind of forced to get the slingshot, whether or not the beetle would technically be faster. It wouldn't, I don't think. Actually, no, you can't even get the beetle without the slingshot because you need to hit the gem. So you can't even get to the beetle normally. You might be able to do like a weird Skyward Strike angling thing, but
yeah, right. Maybe I've just played too much. No, the gate isn't even open in Rando, so never mind.
I still haven't watched that rando race. Need to watch it back. I'm gonna see Kikot's route. Anyway, yeah. So the slingshot is the item that we are going to be getting. Unfortunately, that means we have to do Kikwi's, the first cycle of Skyward Sword, if you will.
Yeah. But right now, 64-bit is dying again, and after having reached the surface now, we can now go to Farron back in time.
Hey, CJ.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Not an unexpected turn of events for me, but
I think you've may have exhausted your Skyward Sword capability for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 hours a day really is quite something.
Like, did you eat? Tell me you ate something.
I did eat in between the
Okay.
end of my 100 run in the race.
I would have had to ground you if you didn't eat.
Okay, and now we actually have full house here in the commentators cabin in here.
Yeah, and an unexpected turn of events.
Yeah, I do agree, especially for me. I welcome this change since I gotta admit I have no idea what anything is going on here besides having watched a few Yerbal races. But yeah,
That's actually a fairly non-complicated route, I'd say.
I mean, as non-complicated as Skyward Sword comes.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
The idea is that since we need to reverse bit warp into the Great Tree, we need to get into Ancient Cistern. And so since we need to get into Ancient Cistern, we need to reverse bit warp into Ancient Cistern. Because we need to save at the statue at the very top. So
yeah,
basically,
and to
the route
reverse
is...
bit warp into Ancient Cistern, we reverse bit warp from Skyview, so...
Well, that's on Japanese because you need to land in the basement, but on English you can just bit save at the bazaar on Skyloft, and then use Cistern Clip.
Oh, okay.
because that's the whole English doesn't have the break slide shtick. Since it has cistern clip and doesn't have to risk it with the break slide. But yeah,
See,
the road is
this man
basically
has,
get slingshot, go to
This
ancient
man
cistern and
definitely
win.
knows more stuff than I know.
It's definitely easier, or a lot of times it's easier to understand routes in Skyward Sword by working backwards from an end goal. Especially
Yeah,
when
that
the end goal
is
not to
definitely
be
true.
demised.
That is
Yeah.
definitely true.
So, yeah. So I think that explanation that Exo gave with, we need to reverse bit warp into the Great Tree from Ancient Cistern, you kind of start to find the cascading requirements, which is kind of the key to routing in Skyward Sword.
So yeah, and to get to Ancient Cistern, even in Back in Time, we need the scale, and we get the scale by doing Farron Trial. And how do we get into Farron Trial? Well, guess what? By reverse bit warping into it.
Yeah. We need that. Let's reverse bit warp.
Yeah, that's basically how this route exists, I'd say. Reverse
Yeah,
bit warp
but
into
this route is
anything and everything
basically
that you
how many reverse bit warps do you want to have in your route? Yes.
It's actually quite interesting because, there's a lot of reverse bit warps in this route, but most of them are somewhat obscure reverse bit warps. Or, well,
All of
some
them are very
actually.
obscure.
Well, no.
Except for the
Reverse-
ancient cistern one.
Reverse bit warp into Ancient Cistern and Farron Trial is not obscure. Farron Trial
Alright, I
is
guess
done in
Farron
all
Trial
dungeons
is
and Hundo as well.
I still feel like it's new, okay? I'm
It is
old.
new in Hundo. It is a new route in Hundo to do it that way.
64 skipping sealed grounds with no problems. Now heading onto the Bokos. If he does die, well, that sucks, but it's not run ending. Or is it? No, it puts him in. It'll put him in sealed grounds, which is quite the time loss. But there's not too high a risk of dying here.
Yeah, but even if he's basically out of rivalry, so he's got all the time in the world now, as we already said.
You could pull a me and soft lock in the Farron Trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
we
he'd
could
have
see
to like figure something out or reset.
Yeah, we might even basically see 2 Yerbal runs here.
We could just tell him to save in deep woods, and then when he does it and it doesn't work, we say, "Oh."
Just start over.
Sounds familiar.
Just start over. So yeah, that was Machi, by the way. Man, we're talking over Machi. It's kind of rude of us, actually. Best Kikui.
He just makes
Besides
squealy
Yerbal,
sounds.
obviously.
Now, if only there was a way to do some Kikwi swapping, then we could talk to Yerbal an awful lot faster.
See, that's
Yeah,
the kind
just
of
swap in Yerbal for Machi. That would be awesome.
Just use Ace to spawn Yerbal on Skyloft in place of a Remnant or something.
Yes, perfect. That's exactly what we want.
Skyward Sword is a little bit away from Ace at the moment.
A little bit.
I always say this, but I feel like a lot of people don't actually agree with me when I say this. But I always said that I feel like Reverse Bit Magic feels like it's sort of like the one step removed cousin of Ace. Because, we're basically executing code in a way that it wasn't intended to when you think about it. It's like,
Yeah, so we're doing a
I know.
glitch. That's what a glitch is, CJ.
I didn't phrase that correctly then. We're taking code and executing it somewhere else, basically, which is like Ace, but we can't write our own code. It's like
So basically,
non-arbitrary.
we take this code
Wait.
and put it somewhere else.
So instead of Ace, it's just
Code
it's just code execution.
The Ice, incorrect code execution.
Okay, actually, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. You know what? Honestly, that's maybe just like a better name for Back in Time.
Incorrect code execution.
Incorrect code execution, perfect.
It's equally as bad, but it's cooler to say than Bit.
Yeah, we're
It's
just gonna
playing
call
with
it Ice from now on. So then we can say how are Skyward Sword runs? They're pretty cool. They've got lots of ice in it. Got lots of ice in it.
No more bit puns, and now we're on to the cool puns.
How long are you rice magic? That's a good one.
So fun. 64 is basically the one spot here where he is at risk of dying.
I believe
sometimes
you've died here before, actually, in Hundo.
I've died here before as well.
Really?
All right. No
I don't
problem.
think I've ever died here.
Yep, he's good.
Going for lobster
No
roll,
lobster
but
roll.
missing it.
He's Batman.
Rice
One frame trick, by the way.
So yeah, basically there's not much to explain of what's going on on screen right now. So we just
Rice.
we're just memeing here. Rice ball into the Baron trial. Yes.
Nope. It looks like
He forgot to bonk.
he thought that he did get lobster roll for a second. That lobster cutscene after bonking the log is so awkwardly long that I always think the game soft locked. Same with the cutscene of placing the tablet.
Oh my god.
It's like
I agree.
awkwardly long. Same with the cutscene of Scrapper leaving with the water basin, although nobody sees that one anymore.
No bit sees it.
No bit isn't a real category.
Oh boy. Now you're starting controversy.
Nah, I actually do enjoy the category.
Doing the swag backwards,
Yeah,
backwards swing there.
backwards swing jumping, not to be confused with backwards long jumping, of course.
Jasnick's in shambles. That's true.
Yeah, I do enjoy the category. It is fun.
Yeah, no
And
bit's it's a very movement heavy category. It's a very different type of speedrun compared to categories that can do bit.
That is absolutely correct, because, well, basically every category abuses bit to death, basically. No pun intended.
Just skip Skyview.
64 picking up a green rupee here. Not intentional, just bad RNG.
Yeah, only rupee dropped by the grass and happened to land on top of his head.
Yep. No, it
Very
actually landed
unfortunate.
right under his feet when he did the front hop to it.
Rice magic, dude.
Oh boy, I think we started something in here.
Dude, I actually love that so much.
SS without rice is still.
This is gonna be an ongoing meme now for the remaining Yerbal matches. I want all future commentators to refer to bit as ice now.
Internal code engine.
I thought we were saying it means incorrect code execution. but-
Yeah, incorrect code execution.
Internal code engine afterwards, if you want.
Internal code.
Like the reverse rice magic. Isn't that just normal ice magic?
Oh, CJ missing the vine. Once in a while that happens to everybody.
That actually happened to me today.
How did your Hundo run go, by the way, CJ?
I mean, a 34-minute PB, but it was
Hey.
a hot crash run.
Good stuff. You'll love to see it. Alright, let's see if he
So,
gets
64-bit link here. By the way, now finished with all Kikwi's. Now talking to the Kikwi chef in here. Yeah, and now getting the slingshot. Awesome stuff.
This is the end of the boring part of the run.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so.
Time for us to get a bit more serious again.
Interesting
Once again,
things at the
no pun
beginning.
intended.
Interesting choice of words.
Interesting stuff at the beginning. Not so much during slingshot, and then it does become a very cool route after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every category suffers from this problem. with
Except any percent.
Yeah, true. Any percent doesn't
Any percent is pretty cool from the start.
to the finish. Yeah. I mean, it also takes the entire duration of an any percent run to explain what's going on.
So yeah, this is the slingshot. You barely get to see it.
Yeah, we'll use it for what? We'll use like what, 3 slingshot seeds the whole run in English.
2 in Back in Time and 1 at Yerbal.
Oh, true. That's right. We use them in oh yeah, and the one at Yerbal. I forgot about that one.
And the 1 to get to Skyview, and the 1 to hit the
2 for-
Skyview switch.
And the 2 for extending low. It's 2 for
Yep.
extending low. Yeah.
So it's 2, 4, 6, 7.
Okay, I thought it was 5. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, all things considered.
Yeah, 20 is more than enough is the point. If you miss shooting Yerbal 14 times, you deserve to run back down the tree and find more seeds.
And have to reverse bit warp back up. Actually, you could just death warp.
I think there are some seeds up on the tree anyway.
There might be. It would make sense. I guess maybe
Should
that's
probably just get the statue on that point then.
I mean, honestly, that might be the reason why Beetle is able to be used to wake him up, just in case you have no slingshot seeds.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, if you want to play it very safe, you could even get Beetle.
Don't do that. Nobody
Yeah.
do that.
Please don't. You would lose
It
like,
just loses
at least 7 minutes, I guess.
a ton of time. But yeah, it is a possibility, just saying. If someone feels like they've got very bad aim,
I mean, at that point, you might as well skip Beetle, do Kisi, get bombs and claw shots, and do it the old-fashioned way.
that would just be boring.
Well, the old-fashioned way would be with Gust Bellows.
Very true.
64
So-
not getting extending blow. A bit
Not-
small of a bounce for his angle and position.
It was a good setup, though. I thought that was going to work, but the RNG did not seem to favor him.
So yeah, now we get Cube Warp in here. That's
So both of these
also
are
fun.
strategies to skip the boring center part of Deep Woods, where you do some climbing and then a rope.
That
Yeah,
was a nice
Or 2 ropes.
Cube Warp,
Very
That was a very nice
Basically-
cube warp.
just in the books. Picture
Cube warp
book.
is always an interesting thing to see because everyone has like slightly different setups and visual cues for it. I find like most people use the 2 or 3 backflip strat, but I feel like everyone has a different sort of camera angle that they prefer or use to confirm that they are actually in the correct positions.
Oh,
I actually don't
it-
have a single lineup, and I
this
just go by
text
feel.
exists, by the way. I totally forgot about it. I totally did not play too much rando.
I mean, you'll forget everything exists with Rando.
That is correct.
I forgot that there was the cutscene in front of the Loftwing cage today in Hundo. Or not in front of the Loftwing, in front of the waterfall cave.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I was also kind of expecting when you were going out of Link's room for the first time that Fletch would just greet you with an item.
If only.
Nova did a seed today, and he got Cursed Metal first item from Fledge.
That's incredible. Did he start with
That
Pouch?
would
Yeah, he started with Pouch.
that would kind of be, I don't know. I guess you've got a reason to talk to Patrice then.
Yeah. Anyway, 64 now entering Skyview, although we did mention that we are not interested in the Beetle, so we will not be getting it. The only reason to come in here is to be able to activate the early Thunderhead cutscene in Back in Time, so that we can open the Thunderhead, RBM it open, and then go get Pharaoh's Courage, so that we can so that we can Rice Warp into...
Parent trial.
Yes.
See, the only reason we actually enter Skyview is because we're forced to by that scene. If we could somehow avoid it while still activating the crystal, we would totally just not.
Yeah, we just want the bit in memory for having it open set.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there's 2 different bits. One of them is for hitting the crystal, and one of them is for
The
entering the
cutscene,
dungeon or
correct.
something.
I believe it's the cutscene. It says every frame during the cutscene where you walk in.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah, like-
those 2 bits are actually 2 of the more useful bits in the entire game. For what it's worth, the crystal one is the same bit that is the magic bit that we play the harp for in any percent to get the Phi text for early boss rush, and is an alternative that is easier because the harp is hard and is also what's used in Hundo because we don't have the harp there. And then the other one is the bit that raises the linear mining facility in any category that needs to go in there because the nodes are slow.
So, yeah, that was the early Thunderhead.
A very
Now,
interesting instance of reverse bit magic there, actually.
Rice magic.
Files saved in the deep woods.
Gotta make sure to use the correct scientific
I don't know how I
Skyward
feel about
Sword
this.
terms in
have
here.
have a special property that we kind of generalized to the name auto committing, although there's a lot
Oh,
more to them. Up 60
Rip.
getting
Yeah,
tornado
I
gears.
thought so.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that pathing looked a little weird. That was just about a minute, probably.
You
that
can
would
take
be
a path such that you never have a
And
chance of
there's-
spawning a tornado, but
and it's
he did-
not that much slower.
yeah, he was a little bit to the right.
Yeah, the taking the zipper there and going around is a pretty good path and fast. Like the zipper and a good pathing might actually be faster and safer than just flying in a
Definitely.
straight line. So,
It's definitely faster. It's like 5 seconds faster.
anyways, like I was saying, Deep Woods files have a property basically called auto committing, which makes it so that you don't have to do something in bit to cause the flags of the file to commit. Basically, selecting the file is sufficient, which means that if we select a file that has entered Skyview and is saved in Deep Woods, the Thunderhead cutscene immediately queues up to be played, so we can just start our file right before we would gain control after that glitched rescue cutscene, which RBMs that flag successfully onto our file. It's a similar thing to anyone who's seen old Any%, where you would use the statue to essentially buffer the cutscene starting, so that you could start it into the you could start the cutscene into your file start. Back
Alright,
before we really
so,
knew what First Magic was.
Now that we're in the Thunderhead, we want to avoid the Skytails in here.
Well, not anymore because he
Although he's got 6 hearts now, so
yeah,
he doesn't
He can hit from
necessarily
Skyview.
need to avoid them anymore. Still does it though.
I think
Playing
in
it-
my Hundo run, every time I went into the Thunderhead, I was killed by a Skytail.
Oh no.
Yeah, Skytails.
Oh
can be
no,
mean.
CJ.
Skytails are mean.
They only hit you if you're looking to not damage down.
Yep.
If you're on 2 hearts, they hit you every time, and if you're full health, they wouldn't dare touch you.
They
Yeah.
leave you alone.
Alright, now doing the Owl of Songs puzzle.
This puzzle is the same every time, and it's a nice, simple thing. You hit the right switch, you push it 6 times. You hit the up switch, and you push it 9 times. And
And then you hit the right switch again and push it one more time.
You can also hit the left switch and do it, which is actually what I did in my run 6. I accidentally swung.
Oh
left.
damn! Left switch out of swag strats.
The solution to this
Oh,
puzzle.
We got the swag strats in
Oh,
We're
man.
doing the left strat.
Damn! Almost like you heard us.
The solution to this puzzle has been the same since the first time Indy wrote it down in 2011, by the way.
I wonder if there is a faster solution and no one has looked for it.
There is no faster solution.
I
There's
don't
no
think
chance of
there
a
is.
faster solution.
Yeah, I didn't
Since
think
we
there was.
only
Because we
since
have to
you
spin the
basically go around once and you gotta
Yeah.
go around once.
Yeah, minimum. It's a little unfortunate. It'd be really cool if there was one hiding, like some really obscure solution that lets you like do one push and then hit a different crystal every time.
yeah ace. Regular doesn't do it. So now, saving and quitting, looking to do a back in time, but cannot activate back in time due to lack of bombs. Or just a reliable damage source in general.
Yeah. I mean, this Deku Bob is a pretty reliable source of damage.
That is correct.
You know, when you don't roll like under it or past it, like I have on multiple occasions.
That would never happen to any Skyward
Nope,
Sword
never.
Runner. By the way, that Isle of Songs puzzle, you could probably ask a Skyward Sword Runner in their sleep and they could still tell you their solution. It's not very complicated.
Oh, to the
Yeah.
that puzzle, yeah, that puzzle has been ingrained in my brain.
Yeah. Probably every Skyward Sword Runner knows it.
Those are two very easy to remember numbers.
Yeah. Do you even do that still in any percent? I have no idea.
No.
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 Any
So
percent
new any
goes-
percent runners won't actually learn it.
Do
That's
you wait,
what it
wait. Do you guys actually count the pushes for the puzzle?
Not anymore. I don't.
I just honestly I just look at
Yeah,
look
Yeah,
at
I
the
just
position
wait until
of
they
the
line up.
things.
Okay. I was like, I have no idea how many pushes it is. Not a clue.
The written
Yeah.
route says the number of them, which is actually how I learned it originally, but I didn't pay attention to them. Now I did, and I'm like, wow, this is so simple.
Yeah. A very intuitive solution of just lining one up with the other, and then lining the remaining one up with the other two.
The
Yeah.
part you have to remember is the order that you have to hit the crystal switches, because otherwise you will not.
Otherwise, you're gonna be pushing that thing for a while.
Yeah.
remember
Honestly,
once-
I gotta say, if I mess it up, I've got no idea how to
Yeah.
fix it.
I think once in either rando or some random run of like all dungeons or something, I forgot to hit the right switch when I started the puzzle and was just lost immediately. I had to like go all the way around until it reset the position.
I think it happened to me like quite a few years ago, and I don't know, it probably took me like a few minutes to get it working again. Alright, we got Farron bit in here, by the way. Seen it once already, when Bird's bit warping into Farron.
Something interesting that you can do in Bit is that trick where you cause the log to come up under you and you get a height boost, and it only worked for some logs for some reason.
Also
Yeah, I don't
we
know
got,
why that is.
It
Slingshot
works for
warp
that
here.
log, the log that goes towards Floria Waterfall, which we'll see later, but not the log that leads to behind the temple. Also, a very good point from chat. You got to know how many pushes for a blindfolded run. That's very true.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, once you fly to the Isle of Songs blindfolded. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
I was getting hit by
that
the
is
giant
probably the most difficult part of that.
I feel like it might be interesting to like have somebody describe to you what you're doing in Skyward Sword,
Oh
and
my
then
God,
you try and beat the game.
I've always wanted to like do like a full Twitch plays for Skyward Sword for something like where I just don't actually look at the screen, just because I thought it would be really cool. But you know, what are they gonna do? Tell you?
Well, if we ever meet up, CJ, one of us will be blindfolded and the other will be describing what's going on.
Oh
That'd
boy,
be
that
hilarious.
sounds
I like it.
awesome.
Next
sounds
next
awesome.
in-person GDQ.
So 64 now looking to reload the area to get the trial up so that he can reverse bit warp in. We'll see
Yeah,
if he
so-
does the one frame like the legend that he is.
Unfortunately, there are some flags and like traits that we can't just magically make appear without some other form of interference from us, like a reload of the area. And in this case, dying is the most convenient. Although I believe that dying also commits something else that we need, but I'm not certain.
Looks like he's going to be playing it safe and not be going for the one frame copy.
SMH.
Which is, to be honest, the correct play, but it's not
It's
cool.
not correct when your opponent is forfeited.
All right.
Assuming he
Going
knows
in
that,
there,
a
and
big assumption.
I hope he's being caught and does not go for the CJ soft lock.
Yeah.
Go for the CJ soft.
Why
would you ever go for it?
I've grown as a speedrunner. I have a soft lock named after me.
Yeah, you're years ahead of me.
And he's good. He's gotten caught. So the reason we have to get caught after reverse bit warping is because we're in some sort of weird state in the trial where we can't actually get put into the watcher active state. I don't know that anyone knows why exactly.
I think it's to do with missing the phi text at the very beginning.
That would make sense.
Like,
but
my guess is that you've never left the circle. So they can't,
Yeah,
they can't be mad until you've watched the cutscene of them waking up.
That would kind of
like
make sense.
my best guess.
Oh, like that first one.
Yeah.
That
would make sense,
Or
I guess.
something to do with that. Not leaving the circle is definitely, like, I'm confident that that's what it is.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I wonder if we
Yeah.
could remove the soft lock potential by entering the circle and then leaving it afterwards or something as well.
That'd be a fun thing to test.
Yeah, I was thinking of that as well. Knowing this game, it would probably not work.
It would probably just crash.
Yeah, it'd probably just soft lock you instead. Be like, ha! Now you're stuck in the circle.
I mean, the thing is that something like that doesn't explain why you soft lock at the end of the trial, like why it can't progress. I assume it has something to do with like just the fact that, you know, there's no like transition from the state you're in to the like ending state, but
Yeah, that's still, I think, a bit of a mystery,
yeah.
is why it soft locks.
It's also interesting that after getting caught once, the watchers still can't wake up.
The Guardians.
Oh yeah, Guardians Watchers are the things that carry the lanterns.
Yeah, Guardians and Watchers, hard to differentiate.
Yeah, right?
Watchers are the things with the lights, Guardians are the guys with the big swords.
It's finishing the trial up here with no major issues, really.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to be saving a huge amount of time. You can't see the splits, but... Or no, he is playing on English. Maybe not.
Yeah, don't underestimate the
Oh
amount
god,
of time
English
English
text.
takes.
Oh no.
Yeah, this cutscene is very long, actually. Although I think he's still going to save some time. I don't think it's a minute long.
Not as long as the well, don't forget we have the phi text coming up.
Not as long as if you soft lock.
I guess it kind of
That's not
depends
what I was
on
gonna
when
say. I was gonna
you
say not
play.
as long as like the imprisoned cutscenes.
So, yeah. So, now you're gonna see something very interesting. A kind of a plot twist, actually. Because, yeah. We had the water scale all along inside of us. The true water scale was the friends we made along the way.
He did save 30 seconds on that split and golded it. So
Yeah,
Nice.
that is very nice.
nice gold, if you're listening.
So, now we can reverse bitwarp into Ancient Cistern.
Yeah, this is the part where the English and Japanese routes really diverge because Japanese needs to warp straight into the basement, but English can warp into the main area and cistern clip into the basement.
Yeah, this is where English basically makes up all of its time on Japanese for text time losses. What is the final time? Is it 12 seconds slower English?
That's 20 to 30.
Is it 20 to 30?
Yeah, it's probably 20 if you have good cistern clips. 30 if they're eh.
Cistern clip is hard though. Well, the movement. Clipping is easy. The movement out of fit is not easy though.
Did you just say out of bit?
I said out of it.
Oh. I was like, so normal movement?
Awesome. Normal movement out of bit. Out of bit, the new out of bounds.
I mean, we are out of bounds with 27 seconds with extending blow and 37 approximately with cube warp.
Well, apparently there is no bracket available.
I sent it.
Alright, so getting into, well, yeah, reverse bit warping into Ancient System basically works after the old pattern. Reverse bit warping into the Loftwing tutorial, diving into the Farron Pillar.
Definitely did not just reverse bit warp into the Loftwing tutorial, by the way.
Yeah, no. We're not reverse bit warping into it, we're just
Reverse bit warping into Ancient Cistern, loading into the Loftwing tutorial
Yeah.
in back in time so that the sky won't crash so that we can get to Farron.
yeah, we're just going in the just have to have the Loftwing tutorial in back in time. We're not actually
Unfortunately, this guy likes to cry.
not actually rise warping into it. I'm sorry. I'm not using the correct terms in here.
This trick doesn't have too much risk of failure from here to the end of it. This is actually a relatively simple reverse bit warp, I think.
Yeah, it's also simple by nature of the fact that everyone has done it so many times at this point. Well, experienced runners, I should say.
Yeah. It was a very long part of the any percent round.
The old 2.5 hour any percent round
Yeah.
with the cursed setup for Japanese.
Oh, the Fire Sanctuary one. I remember that.
Yeah, the Fire Sanctuary. It
That
was.
was
Dungeon
a-
still does that. Actually.
You pressed C too fast. Now you pressed it too slow.
Oh yes, those were the good old times.
I remember once I was like 20 minutes ahead in an old any percent run, and then I lost all of it to trying to set up and do the reverse bit warp.
Oh god, that sounds terrible. All right, now shooting a slingshot seed here to get the scale in back in time. Go in here and then basically just reverse bit warping into it.
Those are from separate dates.
That's pretty cool.
I guess his Wii has rolled over. He hasn't been appreciative of daylight savings time.
That's pretty cool. I always have a dilemma when I do a run that lasts like it goes over midnight. I'm like, which day do I submit it as completed on? Or is it done on?
I would submit it as the date you started the run on. Honestly,
That's
I
totally
would submit it as date when you finish. Oh,
Oh dear, disagreement.
that is
tension.
bad.
Oh man, I always do the start date.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's super irrelevant. Not CJ6014 intentional death there because
Yeah.
he is going to do cistern clip, which
Oh, yeah,
every time
we're-
you do it takes 2 more hearts.
We actually have to. It's fall damage, and that jump slash is actually required in order to land on the geometry there.
Yeah.
Oh, voiding out. And fortunately, the void out is placing it right back into out of bounds.
Immediately tapping left again and falling off the ledge. A
Yeah,
true
this is-
classic of out of bounds ledges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or holding forward and going left because the ledge is stupid, which is definitely not something that has happened to me. No, not at all. Why would you imply such?
This is a remarkable amount of times to fall off, actually. This is very
Well,
unfortunate.
he's got the time. There
Oh,
we go.
and then he goes on the wrong side of the wall.
Oh,
And
boy.
that's...
Oh
just needs to
boy.
go a little to his left and he'll be fine. There he goes.
Falling off again.
Oh dear. After this is the hardest part of the trick right here.
Yeah, this corner is like awful. The distance you have between the edge of the out of bounds geometry floor and like where you like clip back into this water here is so small that like you can fit like Link's right foot on it basically.
This
Oh,
is
boy.
remarkably
Oh, boy.
unfortunate.
Is he gonna do this for 8 minutes?
Oh boy.
Am I gonna regret everything? Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
There we
Yeah, I
go.
also find it easier to run through.
Yeah, I found it
Hopefully,
easier to run through lately.
Ooh, a forward hop there is a really good idea. I'm gonna steal that.
I prefer the roll. I think the roll gives you, well, it's faster, but
There we go.
because you can just roll and then tap left for the angle.
That's the whip.
We need this to climb the tower. That's the only reason we need
Yeah.
it.
Very important just to climb the
It's
tower.
also very important that on English you get the whip first and not the boss key, which is the
Yes.
opposite of JP. Because if you do not, the statue moves down when you get the boss key, which actually moves the position of the locked door to in front of the whip, which means you would need the small key.
Hilariously, though, the lock is on the other side of the door.
Yeah,
you can't see
visually, but it's
Yeah.
but
Hopefully,
locks in this game
okay.
are two-way.
not activating the Style Master in here.
Oh no jamming today.
Janin?
Jamming.
Jamming.
I was like, did you just name the Style Master Janin?
Alright, that
No, but I
master
think-
is now officially called Janin.
I think you just did.
Alright. Perfect. We've got a
Oh,
name.
man. What an interesting. True, he can fall down and activate it later.
Yeah.
We might have some Jan in action later.
I hope future Yerbal races will remember this
will.
this commentary and have fun
Well,
with
you
it.
and I will have to commentate a future race just so we can get more rice magic and Jan in action.
This is certainly well, it's not even a race anymore. It's just a run. This is certainly something.
Jan.
Jen. Action with Jen.
Ooh, getting past the tricky part.
Yep.
What
Let's try
even
this time.
is this name?
There we go.
Oh, look at that. No void outs this time.
Perfect.
Skyward Skewer.
Skyward Skewer. Oh boy. Okay, what?
Oh,
What was that? That was very interesting. Alright. Basically losing all the time now he made good. Oh, not quite that much actually. But losing some time he made good on the previous split in here.
64 voided out many times during the first cistern clip to get the whip, and so as a result, did not save
Yeah.
much time on that
Gotta
split.
see if
Actually,
we
any.
get some Janin action here now.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll wake up Janin.
yeah.
It's a lot easier to not wake up Janin this time though than it
Yeah,
is.
'cause you just immediately front hop into the water. Also, Janin is now floating down. Maybe we will get there.
Yep,
It
that's
sounds
Janin for you. Janin the Flying Star Master.
Now, coming up on basically the ultimate goal of this run soon, the statue at the very top of this area, right before Kalactos. So the Great Tree is a very interesting area because it's very vertical. And there aren't too many areas in the game that are extremely vertical. Verticality doesn't play a big part in Skyward Sword. So it's a pretty good coincidence, just like all statue placements and bit warps and reverse bit warps, actually. It's a very nice coincidence that this statue happens to line up with the top platform.
Nice
Oh,
nice.
64
Getting the fire text here, great.
But this is Brando and attempting to read the tablet to lower the statue again.
but basically a coincidence that the statue at at the top of the statue happens to line up well, such that we can land on the top platform inside the great tree and then immediately walk out.
Yeah, basically just like the entire speedrun. Like,
One big coincidence.
That we have
Yeah.
one more chance at seeing Janin. He falls all the way down.
Yeah. Is he at 2 hearts or 4 hearts? He should be at.
He's at 2 parts.
Yeah, so he should not jump all the way down. Not side hopping off the statue. Certainly would have made for an interesting turn of events for the race. Quote unquote.
Oh! Hey!
it's Janin! Hey! There we
Unfortunately,
go.
we don't get the music, I believe. There we go.
Oh, we do. Oh. Oh.
Did he die
That
from
was
fall damage, or did he die from Janin?
He
Fall
jumped
damage.
right into the water.
Into the attack. That's why I'm not sure.
He died from fall damage. If he died from the attack, he would have had a slight hit off to the side. But
That's
he
what I
just
thought as
died.
well.
Oh god, that was certainly something. All right, now
64
all that
hours
is
is
left.
short.
And this sounds easy. Is to reverse big warp into the great tree.
Harder
But-
than it sounds.
Yeah, we have seen many races take take a turning point here.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't see any Jim Bonk in here.
Yeah. I mean, if we do, how
We
many
just-
Jim Bonks do we think? My money's
If we
on
do,
zero.
we should
People
get
are-
some more Janin action.
I have faith that he'll get it.
Yeah, I do too.
And honestly, all things considered, not a super terrible run.
Yeah.
If this
this'll
is
be
like a
104x, I think.
yeah,
Ish.
Oh no! No! No!
Oh no!
No! Oh no! No!
What have we done?
Oh
Started a
no!
revolution that we never intended to.
Now we're gonna see Jan and Rice warping into the great tree.
Janin munching on some JP tanks.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
So, this back in time is actually going to be very similar to one that we saw quite a while ago to reverse bit warp into the trial. Except instead of going to the trial, just go to the great tree and then start the file and then load the area in that order. It's very important that it is in that order. And that you do start the file like quite a bit before entering the tree, actually. You need to start the file pretty early.
That's much like how the reverse bit works. It's not that abnormal.
I guess specifically bit warping into a dungeon is kind of weird.
Well, it has to do with like the frame window
Lane
where
dress,
you have to
yes.
hit the actual scene transition. And in dungeons, because of the cutscenes, the scene transitions are not actually entirely the same as the normal scene transitions. They're the same. They're the same objects, but they work differently because they're actually tied directly to the cutscene.
Hey, no
Alright.
bonk.
Yeah, that should be fine. And his position looked fine earlier, so he should immediately void out and then fall down to land on top of the platform. Yep,
Perfect.
perfectly fine
All right.
positioning.
So
It was a really good
now
position,
all
actually.
all that is left is to just
Jan-
all that is left is to shoot Yerbal and not miss it a bunch of times.
Activate Janin would be the exact same as talk to Yerbal, except
No,
he would
actually,
skip.
I think wouldn't
shot.
Janin be able to? Wouldn't Janin % be able to skip slingshot?
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
just said. And he actually
Oh,
dies to the
God,
keys. Incredibly unlucky.
Oh no!
So
oh,
he was
no, I
about to
guess-
set a tasty gold.
I guess we
Yeah.
have Okay, he's safe though.
Well,
That
yeah,
is-
you since you go through a loading zone from the inside of the Great Tree to the outside of the Great Tree, just
Oh,
waste a
yeah,
small
right.
amount.
Oh yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is not a losing situation.
That would have been quite something if he had to go all the way back to Ancient Sister now. So yeah, we have reached the top of the tree. This is Yerbal. Say hi to him. He is the sole reason we have been here for the past hour.
We're about to hit him in the face.
Oh, he missed.
Oh,
There we go.
missed. Alright, that's it. GG.
GG64.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't quite the circumstance of how I wanted to win, but
I mean, you would have beaten me either way.
yeah.
Given the mistake.
You don't know that for sure.
I would have like a 110 or a 112 at the best. Unless I pulled out like a miracle 55.
20-minute PB.
Probably.
Only a 10-minute, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled out a new world record, nonetheless.
Yeah. And I guess, yeah, I was like listening to the commentary the whole time, so like I was
so-
hearing all these memes the
So
entire
really
time.
didn't
So if you
Oh,
saw
no.
some mistakes like that happened like 20 or 30 seconds after you were memeing, I was like just like laughing. It's
Oh,
scary.
boy.
I was so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so
boy.
sorry.
No, it's
Although,
fine. It was
we
just
did-
like at
to
that.
name-
I mean, at that point, it was just like a chill. Just have to finish a run. So.
Yeah.
What do you think of Rice Magic and Janet? What do you think of your, like, what was going through your head when you voided out in Cistern Clip like 10 times?
I wasn't terribly happy about that. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't clip back fully inbounds, which is what I was most worried about. Because that really messes things up, because then you have to take another 2 hearts of damage, and then you have to do another death warp, because you won't have enough health for the second one.
I mean, in the event that happens, you do just get to or you just don't have to do the void out afterwards. You death warp and then have 4 hearts. You don't have to do the void out positioning. But...
Yeah, well, either way, I'm just like used to the void out positioning now, so.
Yeah, I think most of us who run the category are.
But yeah, it was that and getting hit by that tornado that I've never gotten hit by in this category before.
Yeah, it looked like your pathing was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably heard us comment on that, but
Yeah, I guess I did kind of go a bit further to the right than I usually would, and that's probably
yeah,
like I thought I was like on a path where tornadoes wouldn't spawn, but I guess I just happened to be in the tornado zone and wasn't
Right.
prepared
That is
for it.
awesome. That is exactly how this game works. Tornadoes always spawn where you don't want them to spawn.
But yeah,
that's always the case.
and yeah, I guess I got in enough bonks for my file name, which was a reference to my last race that I lost because I bonked. Like I bonked on the last RBW twice, which thankfully I did not do this time.
Yeah. So next up is either gonna be Taro or KitKat. Well, asking you for a favorite opponent. I guess I don't even have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't like. I would rather not face KitKat in losers bracket. I feel like that would result in my immediate elimination from the
Well,
tournament.
The thing is that so like you kind of have like a dilemma with picking this. I feel like because if you pick KitKat, you have a opponent running on JP, which gives you a potential advantage. Because as we've seen, KitKat can fail
The brake slide.
the brake slides.
Multiple times even.
Yeah.
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 Which
How do you
would
feel
be
about
sufficient for
Shadow?
you to win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, Tado's definitely a really skilled runner. So, and I mean, I faced him before in the winner's bracket, and he's the one who knocked me into the loser's bracket.
Did you say that race between you and Tado was close? I don't remember exactly what the
I
results
think,
were.
it was close in the end, but it was mostly close because we both kept making mistakes at the very end and trading the lead back and forth.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, it's like, I guess like either matchup is going to be tough for me because like, yeah, I mean, my PB is a 103 and both of them have PBs in the mid 50s. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm
Just
kind
grind.
of depending on them making mistakes and me having a hopefully better run than I had today. But
You run-
maybe maybe I'll have the commentary muted next time so I won't be hearing about rice wars.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that the commentary did not help you focus on your gameplay and play well.
Yeah. Yeah, so the next match, however, before we're gonna have that, the next match is gonna be Jasnix versus KitKat today
No,
or
wait.
tomorrow.
No. Wait.
Wait.
On the schedule,
I
I
wrong?
have KitKat versus Tato at 3
Oh,
p.m.
I'm
Tuesday
wrong.
EST,
Never mind.
and then it's
Never mind.
Jasnix
I'm wrong.
versus Exto on Saturday at 2 p.m. EST.
Yeah, I don't even ask me about times. I've pretty much lost all feelings about time. Yeah, don't ask me. It is 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just normal for you, isn't it?
That is correct.
That's not even 7 yet. Come on.
Yeah,
That is absolutely correct. I mean, I still have some other stuff to do that I should finish.
But other than those few races coming up, we actually also have the Skyward Sword Randomizer Tournament coming up sometime
Oh
soon.
yeah,
Right.
that's
That.
gonna be very.
Let me see. Yeah, the seeding races. The first one's on January 29th at 5 p.m. EST.
Yeah.
At least according to the current schedule.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting.
I might have a lab. Hopefully not. It'll be fine. I promise.
Okay, everybody is prepared. Everybody is prepared. Perfect. I think with that,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah,
successfully
we'll go ahead
end
and wrap
the stream.
this up then. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to our commentators Floha, Exto, and CJS. Thank you for commentating. Thank you 64-bit Link
Well,
and
if-
CJS for the 8-minute part of the race anyway.
I hope you didn't turn away because of our commentary.
It was pretty hilarious. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, we don't have anything else coming up on ZSR immediately. Like I said earlier, Tuesday, 3 p.m. EST, we do have KitKat versus Tato in our Talk to Yerbal tournament. And that is the only thing on the schedule for Tuesday. So, look out for that. We only have 3 matches left in the group stage of this Yerbal tournament before it moves on to brackets. So, getting really hype going on here. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a fantastic rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you right now. Bye!
See ya.
Bye.
Oh boy.